What's up, all my DJs out there, or should I say potential DJs, because in this video, I'm going to answer one of the most common questions I get all the time, and that is, what is the best beginner's DJ controller? I've gotten this question numerous different times from people who are into EDM, and they're like, hey Mark, I've been producing, I want to start DJing, getting good at DJing in case I'm going to be doing a live show. What's the best DJ controller, something that's a bit reasonable to get started with? And I've also gotten this question from people who say, hey Mark, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care to go huge into music, but I just want to start DJing or do it on the side as a fun thing to do as a hobby. What do you think is a good beginner's DJ controller? Something that's inexpensive, but it's still pretty good if I had to do a DJ set for a house party or whatever. Now, my number one recommendation every time is the Numark MixTrack Pro. There's a bunch of different models because they're always coming out with new additions with better features and whatnot. And I want to stress, I have no affiliation with Numark. They did not ask me to make this video. The main reason why I always suggest the Numark MixTrack Pro is because, one, for me, that's actually the board that I got started with. Before I got into CDJs and using my S4 from Tractor, I started with the Numark MixTrack Pro, and it was perfect because it has the volume knobs, it has the two different turntables, it has effects racks, it has EQing, it has the looping functions and the cue functions as well. So it pretty much has all the things that you need, all the functions and all the controls that you need to do an effective DJ set. I mean, if I had to, even now, I could probably do an entire nightclub gig with just the Numark MixTrack Pro. The second reason is that it's only $200. I feel like that when it comes to a lot of DJ equipment, I've seen a ton that's obviously super expensive, as we all know, especially with CDJs and whatnot, and then all the way down to something really, really cheap, which is, this $40 or $50 controller with these simple functions and whatnot. And being honest, I feel like especially if you're looking at your budget, $200 is a good price point because I feel like anything less than that is not gonna have all the true features that you need to start DJing, to start beat matching, to start learning how to mix, start learning how to EQ properly, to learn how to effectively do a good DJ set. And so I think especially for that price point, the MixTrack Pro is exactly what you need to effectively get a good piece of hardware that's not mind-blowing, obviously, compared to other hardware out there, but is good enough to stand on its own. And then lastly, of course, you may be wondering, well, what about the software? And with the Numark MixTrack Pro, it comes with DJ software. At least at the time of this video, I believe it's Serato. I know back in the day, it used to be Virtual DJ. Now they moved to Serato, which obviously is one of the top DJ programs in the world. I'd say the top two are Serato and then Tractor. So essentially, not only are you starting off with a great piece of hardware and a controller that has all the starting elements that you need to DJ, you're also learning the DJ software. And that way, if let's say you're like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna upgrade to a Pioneer, DDJ and one of the Pioneer controllers, or if I'm gonna go to CDJs, but I'm still gonna use my computer with the CDJs, most DJs who use their computer with CDJs use Serato. So that way, even if you upgrade your hardware and you're like, okay, I got the MixTrack Pro down, now I wanna kind of step my game up, you now have all the knowledge that you need of using the software, now just getting a better piece of hardware, and by that point, you're gonna be pretty well equipped, especially with the basics that the Numark MixTrack Pro has to basically step up your game and go to another piece of equipment.